Everyone wave! Hi! We made it! Welcome to the World of Ashenfell Season 2, Episode 8. I am good at remembering numbers. It helps.
How do you do that?
It helps that I have Twitch Prime now, and I just go and I look at the previous videos, and it's like, okay, this is what it's labeled. That I did a lot of file management this week, so I had to actually not depend on just the thumbnails to figure out where I was. I actually had to rename all of my episodes. But hi, we're here. We're back after 2 weeks. And welcome everyone. Emma will join us later. Just the time zone and daylight saving time has done stuff. So to all of those across the water in Europe. But otherwise, we're all going to be here today. We're all going to play some D&D. With that, let's go around and everyone introduce themselves and their characters. And, I don't know, their characters' feelings or, their favorite type of cheese.
Okay, I see you. I see you.
Yeah. Their favorite type of cheese and all that kind of stuff. Cool. And we'll start with Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm going to be DMing this fantastic group of people. I guess my favorite type of cheese would have to be either a very nice brie or a goat cheese. I like my fancy cheeses.
Nice.
I've had goat brie before, and it's very nice.
Come again?
Yes.
See,
Oh my
creamy
god.
goat cheese. And creamy.
Trader Joe's.
I don't think the UK has Trader Joe's.
No, neither does Canada. We just hop the border and we go get it.
I think there are some in Toronto.
Oh, really?
I think there's one or two now.
Oof.
I'm so jealous.
So yummy.
I do love cheese.
Cambrai. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Anyways.
Pleasure to have you here running this game for us. Next we have Freddie.
Hey, I'm Freddie. I will be playing Mehaman Ovid, who is a Air Genasi cleric, and I'm using a cleric subclass from the Arcadia setting, which is more or less based on Greek mythic kind of themes, and he is an oracle. And let's see, he's a fancy lad, so I'm assuming that he likes all cheese. Absolutely any cheese that is put in front of him.
Cheese. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Freddie. Next we have Orr. Or Martin. Oh my god.
Hey, am I doing that good of a job that I'm convincing you that I'm a bird?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, I play an Aarakocra. I can't talk English. A birdie boy. He's a Skylancer, kind of similar to a fighter. Yeah. Well, I can answer what cheese I like. There's this. The Laughing Cow. Do they have that in?
Yeah.
Across the pond. Anyway, they make a jalapeno. And that's my jam. That is my anyway. Are birds lactose intolerant? Can birds eat cheese?
I think birds can eat cheese.
I
Don't
would
quote
say,
us on that. We don't really know. We're not bird experts.
I would think that Orr would like a nice waxy brie, because although he might be a little non-edible in the outside, he's soft and buttery warm on the inside. Well, that's me.
He's a butterball, you might say.
Yes, fine. You win.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Martin. It's great to have you here. Hi, everyone. My name is Val. This is my channel. I will bring to you today Daphne Gravoy. She is a gay as fuck half elf who very specifically half Eladrin, Witch Doctor, which is another homebrew class. And if you're interested in both the Skylancer and the Witch Doctor class, please join my Discord because it is made by one of our community members / players on the channel. And we're here doing all the playtesting for it. So she has feelings about feelings. She's kind of just tagging along at this point to save the world because it's like, okay, well, I can either go home and hang out with my 49 chickens since one is still missing. And,
49 is a very, very upsetting number of chickens to have.
It's a very upsetting number of chickens to have. She might have more when she gets back because they could have, like, you know, like, laid and, like, nested since no one's picking the eggs. We'll see. Her favorite kind of cheese is not a cheese at all, but it's called hoghead cheese, and where it's simply you, like, boil the meat off of a pig's
That's
egg.
not a cheese, Val. That's a gross combination of foods, Val.
But that's Daphne's favorite cheese. Mama's favorite cheese is, again, all cheese, but I do really like brie, mostly when I have, like, brie on, like, a cracker with, like, some hot pepper jelly, and, like, that's just, like, that's really, really good. But I also kind of like very mild tasting cheeses, like, I do like Havartis, I do like, I worked actually in cheese cutting for a while at Whole Foods, so I like cheese. Cheese is good. Cheese is good on everything. But with that, until Emma gets here, I would like to remind you all that we are a viewer affected game. I think we're on the wrong Nightbot. Let me change that for Ashenfell. For this game particularly, for every 100 biddies, you can gift a luck point to a player, including the Dungeon Master. For every subscription, you can gift a greater healing potion to us. And if you want to give a nat 20 or a nat 1 to either of us, you have to actually donate money. So, like, a $5 donation will help us maybe not die or help Jen kill us.
I was gonna say.
Like, that's essentially what this is all about. We actually have a pretty nice little array of numbers on our spreadsheet, as I can tell. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on. And without further ado, Jen, go ahead and take us up on our recap, fam.
All right. Well, welcome back, guys, to the world of Ashenfell. And last time, we encountered Jor's father at the Great Library of the Dawnmore, the library dedicated to Ayum within the city of Winterdale's capital, which is an elvish city within the world itself. You've kind of engaged in suggestive talk. Beltane, the archfey that's been traveling with you recently, encouraged on a very awkward level, making sure that everybody knew that he and Jorah were together. You entered into a pit fight, and along the way, you adopted this little kobold paladin named Jim, who's joined you in cuddling and messing up Jorah's family's home. He's somewhere within the house currently. You're not sure where. And Jorah went off with Beltane, had a romantic evening. The rest of you recovered, had a long rest, so make sure your hit points are up and set. And the morning kind of greets you with a dull gray mist, a storm having pushed its way over the plains and kind of pulling down a gentle rain, not heavy, but just enough to give the air of spring and the element of freshness and renewal. Days before, you had encountered the city encased in a crystalline bubble held aloft by one of what you now know as a prophet, one of the rare individuals so dedicated to a god that they serve a singular purpose. once that singular purpose is over, as you've come to discover, they fade away and die and return to their god as an elevated symbol of their dedication. Some of you find it quite tragic. Some of you understand the purpose of such beings. Either way, it's sad and reflective on the price that people are willing to go to keep their city safe. But this morning, you are greeted to a very loud crash as you hear Jim screech below and said, "I found the cookies!" Before he runs around, you hear the scuttling feet.
Oh my goodness, what is so loud this morning? Is that
Cookies?
duckies? Ducks? What? Ducks! As I'm like, just shoot straight up. And I was like, where's ducks?
Cookies. No ducks.
Oh, I heard duckies. Oh, man.
What are cookies?
I'm gonna go investigate the kitchen.
Okay.
Like, put a robe around me. Ugh. What in tarnation's going on in here?
As you descend down the stairs towards the kitchen, it's a hot mess. Everything's strewn about, and you see broken potted plants, a few glasses kind of tipped over, a bowl that looked like it had been looked into, then pushed away abruptly, a cookie jar that's now in pieces on the floor, and a little bright red kobold just munching on cookies kind of under the table, watching you with bright yellow eyes. He's not wearing his armor currently, but he looks pleased that he's found some sort of food for himself.
Jam? Did you touch something that didn't belong to you?
No!
That clearly does not belong to you.
Gives you a look and looks around. This is where we stay?
This is somebody's house, honey. Now, you're gonna have to clean this shit up, okay? Right now. Put the cookies down right now, and you're gonna clean up.
He pulls the cookie closer to him.
I want to! You can eat that one, but then you have to clean everything. Right now.
Okay.
Okay. Hurry up, now. It's like my foot is tapping, and Daphne is like, this is why I'm never having children.
He's deliberately being very slow in his cookie eating, watching you.
Or is just poking his head around, wide-eyed, watching what's going on. Where's Mehmet?
Sleep is very sacred. I'm going to try to go back to sleep.
So he's in bed. Okay. Does he clean the mess up eventually?
After Jim finishes his cookie, he stands up, looks straight at straight at Daphne, and runs off.
Oh no. Oh no. Hold on a second. Do I have cold person or monster? I don't have either of these spells. These are not in a witch doctor spell list, apparently. So, no, I have nothing that I can do except, like, okay, hold on. No, I do have whole person. I'm gonna cast whole person. It is prepared since yesterday. I'm casting whole person. Fuck that guy.
Okay, what save does he need to make?
Can I upcast it? I can.
I think it targets more than one, but if you want to rule that it increases the DC, go nuts.
The DC will stay the same.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. It is a wisdom save or strength? Yeah, wisdom save.
Okay, sure. He rolled a nat 20 for 25.
Well, what a whore. So, make me
$3.
waste a fucking spell slot on this little piece of shit.
It's so funny because he's the character with the most negative modifiers I have in my stat block right now.
Yeah, but he nat
And I
20
love
that
him.
bullshit. You piece of shit. How fast? He's not very fast, is he?
He's quicker than he looks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, does he has expeditious retreat, the little shit?
More of
You're fired!
foot speed.
And we're keeping all your stuff. As
You see his
as
head poke around.
collateral.
Okay.
What a guy. Okay.
What a guy. Okay, he's fired. Where's all his junk? I'm gonna go where I kept him.
Roll a perception or no investigation to
Investigate.
find his stuff.
This isn't
We're just gonna
Daphne's.
wave to him. Bye, Jim.
Or
It
just
was
don't
nice
let
to
him
get to
go.
know you.
You just messed up the house, and then he's like taking off after he stole some goddamn cookies. As I'm like looking around and just cursing in French, and like which is really just infernal. Let's be real here. My investigation is a 19.
You look around, and as you look around, you realize none of his stuff is in the house.
The little piece of shit.
Well, with all that, I don't think I'm getting back to sleep, so I'm going to come downstairs.
I'm
As
like,
you come downstairs, Jim runs past you. Up the
Oh,
stairs.
well, goodbye.
I got a cookie!
Jesus Christ. It's a cookie monster in gremlin form.
Well, what happened?
I'm
Did he
gonna like motion at the kitchen and then motion at the kobold.
But he cleaned up, right?
No!
No,
Oh.
he
Okay.
ran off.
Okay.
Does anybody here have mending?
Or holds the broken pieces of a jar together. Men.
Oh no, honey,
I do have mending.
Muhammad, can you please just like help us like mend the broken pots together because they're just everywhere. Like I'm
It's
really
not
good
normally
at
in my wheelhouse, but I suppose I could do that. I mean, considering they are Jorah's family's pot.
Yeah, I would feel absolutely horrible if this were just. Ooh, I'm gonna. Ooh, that. Ooh.
I'm going to try to mend what I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Over the next 30 minutes, you are able to mend most of it. Minus a few rather delicate-looking plates. They seem too far scattered, and maybe the kobold had stolen some of the pieces for his own use.
Who needs pieces of a plate?
Something
What a guy.
that a tiny yapping dragon dog that probably likes to hoard things. Like, let's be real here.
I've kept weirder things.
Like,
Or is gonna look at the window longingly, just checking.
As you look out the window, you see all of Jim's stuff in a pile outside on the ground.
I'm gonna open the door and just sit by the pile looking for Jim.
You sit down, and a few moments later, Jim peeks up from behind a bush, holds up a cookie, and goes over to you, places it on your lap.
Oh, thank you, Jim. What flavor?
Chocolate!
he's fired and we're keeping his stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a tiny nibble of the cookie, ducking my head.
It's a very good cookie.
Where do you find these?
He points inside the house.
Thank you.
He nods as he starts pulling on his armor.
I'm gonna go like this to him. Does he come closer?
Yeah, he comes closer, seems to trust you, as you've not yelled at him today.
Well, Jim, I'll pay you a gold a day if you follow us, but don't come too close. I don't think Daphne likes your style.
He leans over and nods. Okay!
Okay.
Okay! As he walks
And-
off again.
And stay out. I really told him, Daphne, he's never gonna come back.
Just dead facing at you with like a broom in my head.
Do you want me to roll persuasion?
That's a deception check.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm very good at this.
I am incredibly good at insight.
Well, I rolled a 4.
Oh man.
And that's the last you'll ever hear of Jim.
I mean, I also rolled a 4, but I have a +6, so to my insight. So that is a 10.
Okay.
You're not Daphne's dice.
You kind of see Jim kind of peeking his head out from a window looking at you, Val, his nose pressed against the pane.
He's not allowed to come in here unless he cleans. You're not forgiven!
Put the mended
No, you're
cookie
not.
jar.
If you come in here, I'm cooking you. I bet kobolds taste just like chicken.
It
They
does.
taste like meat!
Yeah, chicken meat. You better get out of here. I'm gonna whack him. I got like a wooden spoon in my hand, and I'm just like.
I'm gonna take a morning stretch. Is that okay, guys?
Like, so how clean? How much have we gotten done, like me and Muhammad, as far as cleaning goes? Because I might force you to stay to help.
Decent amount. I mean, despite the mess that he made, it was a lot less than you had anticipated.
Okay.
It was
like
controlled chaos for the most part.
Huh. If there's such a thing. Okay. Sure, Aura, go ahead and stretch. I understand that you need to you're an outside kind of bird.
You can ask Greebs for help or Ghoul.
Oh, that's right. Greaves, isn't this your job? Like...
I'm gonna take off and do a fly around. I guess it's raining out, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a light mist, kind of misting, like you would a houseplant, kind of flowing over the city itself, bringing a very gray and dreary feel to the city.
So, with my experience in weather, do I get a sense of how long it'll last, or not so much?
You get the sense that it's a slow-moving storm, and slow-moving storms tend to be hours upon hours, where fast-moving storms that involve lightning and thunder are much quicker and last maybe 2 hours tops.
Okay.
This gonna seems like a slow front moving through.
Okay. So I'm going to try, and when I get to the epicenter of this cloud system, I'm gonna try and tap into its primal nature, and I'm going to try and imbue one of my lances with its elemental power.
Okay. I need you to make a religion check on top of this roll.
Okay. I don't think it's a roll, but I will make a religion check, and religion is with an R, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a -1. I didn't know there was a -1 on a D20.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, lovely little storm, and as you imbue the lightning to your lance, it has a very nice blue tinge to it.
Okay, I'll come back, and I assume that takes me a while, so I'll start to make my way back.
All right. Make your way back, and Jim's still sitting outside eating what looks like to be more cookies. Just sitting on the step, watching the rain, kind of weaving his head about.
No, it's not allowed to come inside. It doesn't even have a name anymore. It's just a tiny little monster. Like, just ruin somebody's house. You're just a bad guest, and that is unacceptable.
Well, he might have his reasons, Daphne. He could be serving some kind of chaos god.
Well, his chaos god is a piece of shit, then. No, I don't want nothing to do with it.
No, I mean, perhaps his chaos god is not congruent with precariously balanced cookie jars and easily broken pottery.
It's all about hospitality. It's like we were being welcomed into this home, and it's partially our fault for bringing him along, and it's just unacceptable. The gods will punish us for this.
I think he's cute.
Sure, he's absolutely adorable, but you know what? Fuck him. I'm mad. Just messing up. If this was my house, I would have killed and eaten him. And y'all, you can't do that. And
Got it. But are we planning on heading out today? I think we said that yesterday, but I don't remember. I don't remember much.
Well, we do have to collect Jorah.
Oh yes. Maybe we should.
I was just going to say he's going to take as long as he's going to take, and there's not really anything we can do about it.
Yes, he did seem busy.
But I did want to tell you all about a vision that I had last night. You know, I think it owes to the near-death experience I had at that pit fight.
oh, that's right.
I had a vision of the man who sacked Cork in this city with another elf, a noble lady with a kind smile, and they were talking, and it was a street that we had seen before. So I would like to go and investigate that. I know I was shown that vision for some reason.
No, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be doing that. And yay, Emma's here.
Hey.
Emma, your house has just been ruined.
3 months.
What?
That's not strictly true. It's only your kitchen that's been ruined.
Oh god. Good. Am I where am I?
You are still within the district, red light district.
Okay. I'm busy.
I'm
But
trying to clean your house.
The morning has come to
Mhm.
you. It's a dreary, rainy day, misting rains, kind of like you get in Scotland. The system is slow moving. Doesn't seem to be in very much of a hurry to get out of the city itself.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm assuming I will enjoy some morning delights before heading off.
Delight.
Beltane is actually not there with you.
Okay.
But as you wake up, the door opens and you see the very formal form of Beltane as he steps in, holding what looks to be breakfast as he sets it on the table.
Oh.
Glances to you and gives a smile.
Well, thank you.
Of course. I would advise you to eat, as you might have a long day ahead of you.
Sure. And worked up an appetite last night. Cool. Yeah, because we're heading off. Are you going back home?
I might.
You can come with us if you want.
I don't think that would be wise, but
Yeah. We haven't had the chance to speak to anyone in Olivery about what's been going on or what we know on our side, so I don't know if you have someone who is a contact here that you might want to...
not currently. I've moved those within my agency from here some time ago. This city doesn't hold much for me anymore, as I've delved into most of her secrets.
fair. That's fair enough. Yeah. Hew, hew, hew. Okay, that's fair. Do you think that they need to know, or can we just move on? Because they didn't seem in a hurry to learn anything from us.
Up to you.
I mean, we've told my mom and my dad, so I feel like they could probably pass it on if it's something that they need to know.
Sure. The library does hold a great many interesting curiosities, so I'm sure your father's encountered a few.
Yeah, I encountered a few during my studies there, but probably not as much as him.
Have you met the silver dragon that lingers there?
No, have I? I probably haven't.
No.
No. Nah. I'm a little too junior for that, I'm assuming.
They are quite the interesting little creature, I have to say.
Do they hang out as a dragon or do they go in a more humanoid form?
Wouldn't that be giving away all the secrets?
True. Yeah, true. Okay. I mean, you could tell me anyway because I'm asking, but I feel like I knew what I was getting into when I started dating an archfey. So, cheers to that.
You did choose one of the more ambitious ones, I have to say.
You are that. How goes your empire building?
It goes well.
Good. Is there anything specific you need us to do in Lorness? By the way, other than just telling them stuff?
No. Be my eyes and ears.
I can do that.
It's of interest of mine to approach the city.
I will try to be a fine ambassador for you.
Exploit its weaknesses and tell me what they are.
I'll try.
Hmm.
Am I doing you that favor as a boyfriend or patron? What does my job role come under for that?
I'm asking you as your patron this time.
Yeah. Okay.
I would not ask a partner of mine to deal such a things, and the line between us is a bit blurred, I understand, but this is a request of your benefactor.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Have you had a chance to try any of the ice cream, by the way? That empire's slowly building.
I have, this morning while you rested.
Oh, it's here?
No.
Oh. Fair. Alright. Yeah, because that's another way I'm trying to, is named after you after all.
I know.
Well, I'm having some delivered up to Lorna, so maybe if it starts doing well there, your name will be getting spread anyway.
What to be known for?
Tasty fucking ice cream.
You should probably return home.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you for last night. And the breakfast.
Of course.
Yeah.
I do take care of my partners.
Yes. That you do. I feel incredibly taken care of.
I must go.
Yeah.
My empire doesn't wait for romanticisms.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted.
Of course.
I'm gonna give him a big old smooch before I go.
He kisses you back and strokes your cheek before he just vanishes. A swirl of daisies.
Nice. I
That's-
audibly say as I leave the room.
And I say this in the utmost affectionate, queer way as possible, but that was really gay. Like, and I love it. Like,
Hella gay. Yeah. Mhm.
What can I say? He's a man of many talents.
Many talents, many flowers. Oh.
So you return home, Jura, light, somewhat spring in your step. And you see Jim sitting on the stairs of your home, eating a cookie. He looks up at you and waves.
Hi.
Hi!
Woo.
What you doing out here for?
Scary lady said I can't go in.
Okay. Right. Did she give you a reason, Jim?
No! Maybe. I wasn't listening.
Nice. I'll go in and check on that for you, shall I?
Okay.
furiously
you-
sweeping.
I'm gonna walk in with a real suspicious eye on. What?
Jorah?
What's that? Yes.
I look around. How awful does the kitchen look? Have we accomplished it? Or
It's still a mess.
It's still a mess. Yeah.
But way less things are broken.
That is true.
Um,
As you can see, that little scaly beast that's going in my next gumbo pot decided that he was going to ransack your kitchen, and I fired him, and I took his shit, and he's not allowed inside.
Right.
I'm wearing my shit!
Jim screams from the door.
Fuck your shit. No, you're not allowed here. Leave. Go. Nobody wants you.
You can see Greebs come out of behind a corner where he was cleaning. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am. He
What?
nods to both of you. I don't think there will be any need for shouting. Me and Ghoul will have this cleaned up momentarily.
I'm sorry, but are you telling me to calm down?
No, not at all. I'll continue cleaning.
Good, because that's not what I thought you had me do.
Oh, thank goodness. I have no idea how to clean.
I just wanted to make sure that that was not your intention, Greaves.
Of course, ma'am.
How? What did he do to make this mess? What was he doing?
I believe he was...
Cookies!
Yes.
Yeah, that shit.
Right. And he's coming with us?
Not anymore. I fired him. No, you're fired.
Okay. Sorry, Jim. I'll give him a slow thumbs up. Have a nice day, Jim. Fucking hell. Well, as long as it's tidy before... I mean, Mom and Dad are probably still going to be busy for a little while, so that's good.
It's just embarrassing, and I'm just so sorry, Jorah. I would never in my wildest days, think of, messing up someone who's been so hospitable to me in their own home. Let me sleep in their bed, cook their food. This is a sin against the gods.
Well, honestly,
And my dad is rolling in his grave. Anyway, what?
I'm way too relaxed to give a shit.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Was it your first time?
No. No. With him, yes.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. As long as it's tidy, we can blame any breakages on the city falling. I don't think they've been home since that happened, so.
That is true. But I just...
Is my room okay?
Your room's fine. Well, I didn't make the bed yet. I apologize because I was up
No.
so quickly. Like, I
Who
even
makes
put my
beds?
bra
Okay,
on
fine.
yet. Oh my goodness. I need to act. I haven't even gotten dressed or put moisturizer on or any of that. Here, and I
You
just
have
like shoved the
moisturizer?
brush at him, the broom at him. It's like, I'll be right back as I
Okay.
leave.
Wow.
Mimmin,
Yes, or
you said you had a vision of the bad guy,
yes, I did.
and that was here.
I think so. I think I recognized the street. It was on our. We passed it on our way to the library.
Whoa, what?
Oh yes, Jorah. Um, I had a vision last night, probably due to being trounced to a fairly well by that man in the pit fight.
Uh-huh.
But I had a vision of the man who sacked Cork and a woman, a noble lady, having a conversation in this town. So I think that we should probably go and investigate. I probably had that vision for a reason.
Yeah.
Usually my superfluous visions are a lot more, obviously superfluous.
What did she look like?
She had a kind smile. She was an elf also. But I don't remember any colorings. It may have. Well, you know how visions are. Sometimes the colors are just all over the place.
Well, I've had those kind of visions before, yeah. All right. Yes, I think investigating that is good. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn around, like, when you're trying to make a personal phone call and you don't necessarily want to be like facing people. Step away a little bit and reach out with my pact connection with the boy. Yo, hey, Beltane, don't know if you've left yet, but Mehaman's had a vision of Fenrir in the city, like here, speaking with an elven noble lady. Just thought you would need to know, because it's what we're doing.
He answers back a moment later and says, "Well, Fenrir is an ambassador to your people."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he is. So he's maybe just here, like, under his official pretenses, and they really need to know that he was responsible for Cork. Or should I not tell them and just try and investigate on the sly?
Whatever you think is correct. I cannot guide your path in this. I have very little stake in mortal lives.
Well, you got a stake in my mortal life, but okay. I'll.
You are the little in that stake.
Okay. I'll consult with the group. And then, as I say that, I literally just turn around and face you guys.
You see just or sitting there smiling.
Yeah.
What you doing?
You've heard that one-way conversation, by the way, because I'm speaking to.
Jim has come and sat beside Orr, still shoving cookies into his mouth.
Okay, so we could seek out officials within the city. Finding my dad might be an easy way of doing that. And letting them know that Fenrir was to blame for Cork. Because he might just be here under his official job role as ambassador.
From where
Have
to?
we not told anyone?
No. We've told my dad and my mom, but we haven't necessarily told them about Fenrir. Just that Cork was sacked. Here's the thing, though. We could tell them so that all cards are on the table and tell them, hey, you probably shouldn't speak to Fenrir because he fucked up Cork. Or we could just go along and be like, hey, so we have things we want to talk to you about, or just investigate and see if we can get close to wherever he is and investigate on the fly.
So he's the ambassador from where to where?
Material plane-ish with the Feywild. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, like, my people here are kind of the folks that are closest to the Feywild, sort of. So he has like official political reasons for being here, and if he's just here chatting away with some nice elf lady, then he's maybe just here acting like it ain't no thing. Because I don't
I
know
didn't
how
consider my vision may have been something that was currently happening. We should probably go and investigate.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is something from the past, but yeah, I feel like investigating, and then if it feels right in the moment, we can be like, don't trust that guy.
Okay, man, I'm following you. I don't know where the street it was. Do you think you can find it again?
Oh yes, I'm sure I could.
Do you start walking?
Yes, shall we shove off now?
Yeah.
Sounds
Is the
like a
kitchen
plan.
looking okay? Have done an okay job?
It's decent.
Okay, it's fine. The city fell. I'm sure they'll understand.
And I mean, we're leaving the old bird and the tiny bird to it. So Daphne comes out, bra finally on. Hand. Yeah. Like,
technically, I've now hit my adulthood just, but it wouldn't have been the first time they left me alone in the house, and it was a mess when they got back. So.
Oh, you were one of those kind of kids. You threw parties every time your parents were gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Daphne, look at
Well, not
him.
every time.
Listen, I never had a party. I've never been to a party in my whole life, so I wouldn't know.
Well, shit. Now we need to throw you a party.
Oh no, thank
Yeah,
you.
but I agree.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, we're good. This
Parties
is why
are
y'all
important.
are never gonna know when my birthday is. So.
Well, it doesn't have to be a birthday. You can customize the party to the person. It can be a small scale, just intimate gathering with people that you like. Lots of gumbo.
Listen. The amount of people that I like are limited to you three.
All right.
And we're already
well.
a party, so let's go!
All right.
I don't want people in my house.
All right, I'm going to try to lead the way and find the spot from my vision.
Okay. It's easy enough. You've been there before. In fact, you were there the day before. And as you kind of wander through the streets, you press in towards the library, the great Don Moore Library. And you see familiar walls, the etching of names, the familiar words, the familiar motifs. Going up the hill, again, you see the great library and all of its splendor, stained glass pillars, marble domes, creation of gardens, and people milling about, taking breaks as they seem to be on a rotating pattern. I make a perception check as you are leading the way.
Right. $11.
That's enough. You look around, and it takes you a moment before you spot a familiar sight of this noble woman standing with her back towards you. You recognize some of her posture, the grace in her step as she moves about, explaining something in what seems to be a very light elvish tone. She's talking to what seems to be a guard of some sort. She herself is in light armor, a sword at her waist that seems very elegant and richly decorated. Her hair's kind of up in a bun, curled, and simple coils, soft features from what you can tell. Daphne, as you approach, you recognize this woman as well.
That's her.
You kind of like, there's like a cartoon, like, bump. Like, this is Tree Lady, right?
This is Tree Lady, yes.
This is Tree Lady. I'm gonna look over at Jorah. It's like, that's the librarian I met.
Is this like head of the librarian?
Yeah.
Oh, so I know her too?
You
Yeah, way
recognize
before.
her now that she's been pointed out.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh, and that's who you...
Her
Okay.
and you?
No. No, she's head of the library, and Daphne's helped her out with something before, right? You've returned something to her?
Yeah, I had a former party member who stole from the library, and she was caught inside of a tree. Like, she became like a tree thing, and when I gave it back to her, she was not a tree thing anymore. She almost killed us, but to be fair, the rogues deserved it. Just don't...
Sounds...
Yeah. So...
Well... Okay. Well, if we approach her, you've helped her before. She might not necessarily be aware of me because I doubt she knows the family members of all of her guards.
Mhm.
However, I'm a native to the city. If we can try and spin this, she might tell us if she's spoken to Fenrir recently. If we're casual.
Sure. Muhammad, would you like to just kind of come with me?
Yes, I'll be your steward.
Huh. Okay. What's a steward?
Yeah.
You know what Greebs is?
Yeah.
He's my steward.
Oh, you're gonna be my slave? No, honey, I would never do that to you. That is not okay. I am fundamentally against that.
Greebs isn't my slave.
No, I meant that I would be I would be assisting you, accompanying you, and on call if you need me.
Personal assistant.
Okay. Okay.
Do you
But
want
you're
me to come as
clearly
well?
an intern because I'm not paying you. Like,
That's slavery.
shh, not in capitalism. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
so
how-
Daphne is. What's up?
How are we doing this?
I'm just gonna walk up to her and say hi.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, no, so Daphne is gonna and
I'll give you guidance.
thanks. And I would be
I'll
like,
give you inspiration as well, just because.
oh my goodness. So what I would like to do is I would like to start walking, and then I would like to I'll take like some stuff out of my hands as if I'm like not some like some journals and things that I have, like I carry books with me. I'm a reader. Just some books in my hand, and I'm going to keep my head down as I'm going to do an accidental like bump into her and drop my things and be like, oh goodness, I am so sorry. I didn't. Why, hello there. Fancy meeting you here.
As you bump into her, she looks down at you. Her brow furrows for a moment, and you hear daggers being drawn as you realize she's surrounded by her guard.
Oh,
And bumping into a high-ranking member of the library, let alone the priestess of Ayun, seems to be a bit of a fence.
Smooth.
As she studies you, and she kind of waves off her guard and smiles and says, "Ah, the little thieves."
Well, I did not take anything from you, and I made sure that it was brought to you back, and I don't associate with them anymore. But hi, how are you doing? Is this... You live here?
I am the head librarian here, yes.
That's you? I've been hearing so much about you from my friend. Wow. I'm sorry, like, did we exchange names last time we saw each other? My name is Daphne. What was yours?
I'm Lady Marian Songwind.
Oh, Lady of Marion. Oh, it is so good to see you again. I can't believe we just bumped into each other in this city. I thought I would never see you again. How are you?
My city fell from the sky not 2 days ago. I'm,
Right.
well,
as well as anyone can be. I understand it's been some trying times. Do you have any idea, like, why the city was in the sky to fall to begin with?
We believe it was an attack from some being unknown to us. We have some information, but we are largely regarding them as rumors and slander.
Well, you know that some of the other cities were also attacked as well, and I was there for one of the sieges, and I saw who attacked us, like, straight up. Like, I know exactly who did it, and I can give you a vivid description of who he is. Maybe you have a sketch artist, and we could go sit down, and we could see if this is the same, like, if you know who this person is.
You can describe him here.
Oh, absolutely. And I will describe what's his face in vividness to as
Fenrir?
vividly as I can to her. Mm-hmm.
As you describe, she listens and nods before she raises a hand and kind of beckons somebody over. And as this person approaches, you see a very warm smile across tanned features, silver hair, bright blue eyes, neat clothes, hands clasped in front of his chest. And he smiles at you, Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the one slandering my good name? Goodness.
Should have been more solid, bro.
I don't have a good charisma. Like, I'm gonna, like, shoot daggers at him. It's not slander if it's true, motherfucker. Like...
Oh, I fear...
I need to push... sorry. I was going to push or...
mistaken me.
Let's go.
Excuse me?
You've mistaken me for somebody else masquerading as me.
Well, you should be very concerned because there is someone impersonating you, if that's the case, and committing heinous crimes.
Oh,
So it's not us that is slandering you, it's him for pretending to be you.
Exactly.
Yes. But you are encouraging the rumor that I would attack these fair cities, especially one I've lived in for over 200 years.
Right, and how would we know the difference between a fake you and a real you? And I'm sorry, I feel a little nauseous. I'm having a flashback of that dragon. Hold on a second. As I, like, go to stand by Muhammad to pretend like I'm having a PTSD flashback. But really, I'm casting Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Who are you casting Detect Thoughts on?
It's going to Homeboy first.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. His surface thoughts on that. It's just his surface thoughts at first, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. If you put up the tag.
Yeah, let me get it real quick.
Yeah.
So many things open.
And me and Orby approaching.
Sure.
We see that Fenrir is there. Like, I wouldn't just leave them alone with
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Oh, hi, Daphne. We finally caught up with you and your... Mm-hmm.
You see Finral smile brightly. Ah. Is this the entourage I hear so much about?
I'm gonna gently nudge Jorah in the like with my elbow and take a regal stance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nobody's entourage, but hey, I'm Jordan.
Where will you have heard of us?
Kind of gestures towards Elmarion. One of her guards spoke of me, and I assumed that these rumors connected back to you, since you've approached me.
Well, who do you think we're saying these rumors to?
Oh, what was the man's name? He thinks for a moment as Elmarion waves her hand. And you, Daphne, detect a surface thought of he genuinely can't remember the person who told Amarian. He's floundering for the name.
Okay. I was definitely seeing if his surface thoughts were in general before that, if he, was, like, if he is who he says he is, if he honestly believes there's a fucking clone of him.
The thoughts is curious to him. He's quite alarmed, but he's putting on this facade of he's calm and collected. You get the sense of he believes he is himself. And he's more embarrassed that he has been made this monster without real reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to.
No, sorry, go for it.
I'm gonna turn to Jorah and say, "Well, as a fellow noble, I would sympathize with people selling my name, kind of turning not sidelong to the rest of the people. I one of the downsides of, nobles and formalities and introductions, elbows Jorah a little bit more."
Can I please announce our of clan? Is it Black Talon?
Yes, Clutch Black
Look at me
Talon.
remembering. Clutch Black Talon. Look at me remembering things.
He holds up his black tip talons.
Yeah. Let's just traveling with this now. Yeah, no, we just. I mean, if the person masquerading as you is the person that we saw, then she was not incorrect to describe your visage, because that's what we saw.
Well, if that's what you saw, I cannot dispute it, and I'm quite concerned. Days of shadow are upon us, it seems.
Yeah, multiple cities have been sacked, so I would suggest that you should be very concerned.
Oh, I am quite. I'm sure the ravens will pick the fields clean soon enough, though.
Why would they pick you to impersonate for sacking Cork?
It could be my nature. It could be because I'm well known. Maybe they have a vendetta against me.
Well, I see a easy way to clear this all up. Fenrir, sorry, what house you're from?
I am from this city and the Feywild.
Oh, so you don't have a house. I'm so sorry. I assumed. Well, if you can tell us where you were, then we'll know it wasn't you.
I was in service to this nation.
Or is gonna just nod. Yeah, great.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
Ooh, 15. What's my insight? I don't have my character sheet up yet. Saws. Oh. Sorry, all the things tried to open at once there.
Sorry. It's okay. I'll.
Well, not
there.
to cause offense, I do like the way that
16.
you used your words there. Being in service of this town could be argued that destroying lots of other, perhaps seen as competing towns, would be in service of this town. Do you mean to say that you were here?
He just smiles. If that's convenient for you to believe, sure.
That's not very.
I'm gonna stare right at him.
Right. We're actually working on behalf of several leaders of countries, so I feel like we do need to feed back some sort of report from yourself, perhaps a statement as to where you were exactly. And if you don't want to trust us personally with the information, then you could put it addressed for the attention of.
I think he's told us quite enough. What do you think, Dora?
Well, yeah. but a statement would be nice given who's interested in this information.
I will invoke my ambassador diplomat's immunity here,
Yeah,
as
that does tell us everything we need to know then. Okay.
I owe you nothing.
No, you're right. Absolutely. I mean, you kind of owe me because you nearly killed me, to be fair. But,
I did not kill you,
yeah.
I think
nor touch any of you.
Oh, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So,
if
um,
if he
also-
almost killed you, I think you owe him something.
Oh, do go on, my dear bird friend.
Well, I think that would best left explained by Jorah later. In not such polite company, I motion to the elfin noble lady.
no, my employer can deal with him. It's fine.
Well, who's your employer?
That would be telling. I don't give names.
Well, this is curious. All in all, is your little kobold friend all right?
Yes, I think he's more than all right. I'm gonna check if he has a cookie in his hand.
He has a dagger, and you're not sure where he got it.
Oh, my Jim.
Is he still with? I thought Daphne fired him. Is he still with us?
He's
He
still
did.
following you.
She did fire him.
Okay. Technically, he's a fan. He's following us. It's happened to me before.
Right. They're not common outside of teeth, so it's interesting to see them here.
Well, seems as you had absolutely nothing to do with this at all, we'd best get on with our investigation then.
By all means, service to the realm and all that. I'm sure you'll be rewarded handsomely.
For the
Or,
survival, stability, and peace of Oliberry.
of course.
Good day.
Would I know, does Amirian have a title that I would call her, or would I just call her Amirian?
You
Okay,
would
she
call
can
her
go.
Lady. Lady
Yeah.
Elmarian or Lady
Um,
Songwind.
Lady Songwind, would you appreciate communication from those that we are serving, just to update you on the status of the other cities?
Of course. She looks to Finral and then towards you. The ambassador is not accused of any crime as of now. I cannot arrest him on...
Oh, no, we weren't suggesting you do at all. We're just going to report on all of the cities that have been destroyed. And the information that somebody who looked like him was doing it is part of that. But if he claims total innocence and you entirely believe him, then you just take the information as it comes.
Of course. I'll stay here.
It does involve the safety of your own city as well, so I feel like it is something for you to take seriously that
Are you
happens.
lecturing me on how to run my city?
No,
Bard.
not at all. Not at all.
Stay here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to speak with you further. I need to get my generals out of this mess.
Sure.
What kind of thoughts about that?
As
Finral.
she leaves you with Finral, he looks towards all of you and then gives a smile. What strange days of shadow ahead of us.
Why'd you call it Days of Shadow?
Cities have fallen. Are we not in days of shadow?
No, it's just interesting because all the creatures that we were fighting in Cork were made of shadow, so it's just interesting is all.
Perhaps you should talk to the Raven Queen about it, as that is her domain.
Yeah, I've been there. So I like Finral, sir. My good sir.
He looks towards you as you say that and gives a smile. Oh.
He smiles. What's his surface thoughts on that?
He finds it curious you're standing in front of him
Curious that I'm standing in front of him.
and haven't provoked him.
I'm gonna be like, well, if someone is pretending to be you and dismantling cities, like, and wanting to sour your name, is there anyone that you know of that would want to do that to you?
Many.
Right.
I'm
Top
not
5.
popular. Top 5. He thinks for a moment as he looks around. I'm sure the kobolds. He looks to Jim. And Malice teeth don't favor me.
I don't think any of them can concoct such an elaborate scheme. I'm
Have you
looking
met
at the
the
cape.
priestess? She's quite dangerous.
Priestess of what?
And
Of the Razorback tribe. Your
Oh.
small friend is from there.
who's the next one?
Oh, let's see. I suppose the guild leader of the once proud city of Cork. He doesn't quite like me.
That's Monty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He has his
can't
reasons.
Possibly think.
The
why.
guild leader would destroy his own city just to make you look bad.
Men have done lesser things to make people look bad.
Not men like Monty, though. Next.
You're so sure of him.
Yeah.
Monty's wonderful. Next.
Fabulous. Carry on.
Oh, the halfling king. He doesn't really like the Eladrin people.
King Dwendal. Yeah. Not like
Well.
next.
King Dwell.
King Dwell, oh yeah.
The sea elves to the south, we've never got on, despite our brokerage of peace between them and the Utoka's peoples. But that's laid to rest for now.
So as he's like talking this, obviously to check thoughts on him.
Yeah.
With check thoughts on, can I just do like this insight check, like how much am I just buying this bullshit with what I'm reading, like?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Okay, with detect thoughts, can I get advantage perhaps?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and Jorah, is your inspiration an 8 or a 6 right now?
I think it's an 8.
Okay. And
Sounds right.
guidance. I'm just gonna roll all of the dice, and whatever the number is the number is. I'm gonna use it all.
Alright. The spell is coming to an end, just so
Yep,
you know.
that's why I'm getting it done right now. Cool. So 19, 20, 22, 23 on my ends. Well, excuse me, I didn't even add my modifier. It's 23 before my modifier. Which is a 6, so a 29.
Yeah. What he's telling you is true. He genuinely believes these people don't care for him. Not so much hate him, just don't generally like his antics, it seems. He's very good at what he does and does a lot of secretive things, but you can't detect what that is.
Okay.
I'm
Unless I
gonna.
probe deeper, and I'm not sure
The
if
last
I want
one.
to do that
Yeah.
just yet.
We need our 5.
A Tabaxi woman, an old holt. She hates me.
Okay, now these people. Okay.
I left her
Given-
scorned.
You, Okay.
For someone who specializes in diplomacy, you sure have a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
Someone who despises people who do good are often disliked.
I'm gonna
That's good.
take. I'm gonna just like nudge Mehemen and not facing Fenril. I'm gonna say, is this the guy that started all the bad stuff?
That's the rumor.
That's what we're trying to find out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's him, right?
It looks like him, or
Is gonna consider this deeply.
Yeah. So my question is, you seem fairly like you're saying you're concerned, but you haven't sought any information from us who witnessed firsthand somebody masquerading as you taking down an entire city, and we've been dealing with leaders of these countries, and you don't seem all that fussed. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would have been a bit more concerned and perhaps sought some information about what we've maybe seen.
To
Or
be
do you
fair, I didn't know you existed before today.
What am I detect thoughts on the? My spell's about to end, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As your spell ends, you get the thought of, this is fun.
what a dick.
So what do you say though? Like, I'm talking about within this conversation, not that you would have approached us before now, but since you approached us just now and asked, like, you don't seem bothered.
The face and mask of an ambassador is not to be bothered.
Surely you should be seeking information though.
Oh, I will seek information. I will verify what you've told me. But I will do it on my time, not yours.
Well, we'll be off then if we're of no use here.
I'm sure you're a great use.
That's sarcasm. I can't tell.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure the lady will want to speak with you further.
Mm-hmm. Well, we passed on information a couple days ago about having information, and I don't think anyone's all that bothered here, which, fair enough. The elves here have always been rather isolationist and...
Yes,
You
it's
mistake
easy
a
not to be
city
bothered. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say it's easy not to be bothered when you haven't been affected by it.
It's easy not to be bothered when your city has been held hostage.
We claim to have information on who had started it, though. Like, surely someone would hold that as quite important.
Oh, I'm sure they're taking it quite seriously. Yeah. I am deeply bothered by somebody stealing my visage to do these things when I've worked 200 years to do good.
Oh, I know.
Almeri and Songwen told us to wait here, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna just not pay attention to him, but wait. Pointedly turning my shoulders away.
Yeah. I'm sure you have a lot to attend to, Mr. Fenril.
Ambassador.
Ambassador.
I think we'll meet again. He gives a bow of his head, looks to all of you, gives another bow to Daphne before he walks away.
Which way does it go?
He's heading towards the library.
Okay. Are there any
Can
guards?
I do it? You know what? I'm good. I don't care how obvious. I'm going to turn around to my friends and just go, bullshit.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one who doesn't trust him.
Jesus, no.
I'm gonna kind of wait till he's well out of earshot before I kind of start sharing. Alright. I didn't want to pry too much because I didn't want to start a scene in the middle of the street. But more than what I already did. But I did look at his surface thoughts. couple things. At first, I was like, oh, maybe he's not bullshitting because he's super embarrassed that people are like assuming that he's doing all this bad shit. But like, you know, or maybe he's just embarrassed that he's got caught. I don't know. Okay. But towards the end of my spell, when you were prying him, Jorah, about information, his last surface thought was how fun it was. So he is definitely yanking our chain somehow. And I'm just, I feel disgusting standing here right now.
Yeah.
I need a shower.
Yeah, it's tough not to, like, imagine. Oh, it's clearly my evil twin that I didn't know about. Someone has stolen my face. Oh no.
What did Monty and Beltane and King William and King Dual tell us to do? They told us
To go to Lorness. I mean, we were to stop off on the way here to find out why we were all unable to communicate with all
But
of
he
our...
also told us to find and
to-
eliminate the problem? Did they tell us to do that?
No, we were to go to Lorness to seek more information. I think they're probably aware that someone who is willing to sack a city, we might not necessarily be able to eliminate. Might be slightly above our pay grade, but we are to seek information. So I will be, in fact, 2 seconds, and I'm gonna turn it in and do the whole like, I'm gonna make a prime phone call. Hey, Beltane. But you can hear it when you say it. It just goes back to you. Just spoke to Fenrir, and he claimed that it was someone who stole his face. And it definitely was not him, and he's very sad about this, and he gave us a list of enemies who might have done this, but most of them are people who are involved in cities that got sacked, or I don't know, it's just I just thought,
Of course they don't like him if they sack the city.
I was considering doing the subtle approach, but that didn't happen, so
I thought Daphne was very subtle.
describing Fenrir, we were meant to pretend that we didn't know about Fenrir, but never mind, it's fine. You just thought I'd let you know.
He answers back quietly and says, "Well, that's intriguing. I think you should pursue it."
Well, Lady Marianne is coming back to speak to us. What sort of thread do you think we should talk? Do you think she's going to be totally loyal to Fenrir or open to what we have to say?
She is loyal to one person only, and it's not anyone of this plane.
Okay, cool. Let's spin this on a gathering knowledge edge then, that she should be gathering knowledge about. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's helpful. I'll tug at the threads I can. Okay. And I'll turn around. Okay, so let's play up with Amarian the whole fact that like she's very loyal and devout to Ayun, who's all about seeking knowledge and information, and that while we're not proclaiming to tell her how to do her job, that instead let's just be like, maybe we should find out the truth of the situation. Because that's what Ayun would do.
I'm gonna leave that to you, as I'm gonna fumble my words because she's just so pretty. I can't.
Okay, you stare, you get them heart eyes going, girl. That's fine. I will. I'll do that. That's fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to be more polite with her than I was with Fenrir. He
I
doesn't
think we
deserve my
should.
politeness.
I think we should find out whether Fenrir did it.
Absolutely. I'm pretty convinced it is him, but
There's a simple way. Let the winds decide.
How does that work, friend?
Oh, I mean, I guess he can't fly, so
No.
that puts a problem in it. But
Oh, do we get to drop him from the sky? Let's drop him from the sky.
well,
What's all of your passive perceptions, real quick?
Oh boy.
Kane. Can I actually click on that? No, I can't.
We always love when the DM asks that.
what's your
question.
passive perception? 16.
13.
Mm-hmm.
13.
All right. Anyone with 15 above sees Jim slip past all of you.
Where you
And
going?
he kind of waves you off quietly as he approaches from behind Finral, and you see him reach into a pocket, pull something out, and scuttles back to you.
Do I see him now?
He comes back to you and holds up a very large tome.
I'm gonna take the tome from him.
Put it in your bag. Put it in your
And
bag.
I'm putting it in my bag. Like, very quickly. Just like... Oh, shit.
Good.
What'd you do, Jim?
Good boy, Jim. Good boy, Jim. I'm a smooch his cheeks like, oh, he's a good boy.
I think Jim's back on the team.
Jim, where'd you get the dagger?
Ooh, so, and with that, I'm gonna take my, because someone might notice this book is missing. I have my,
I'm gonna stretch my wings and shield the immediate area from view and say, "What's in the book?"
shh, be quiet, we'll look at it when we got a private time.
Okay.
So my thing from Beltane, my non-detection medallion, is that an attunement thing?
Yes.
Okay. Does it do anything that's on me as well, or is it just my person? Like items
It's
that
just
are
your
on me?
person.
Okay.
Unfortunately, items are not included in that.
Okay.
So
And I
it's
don't-
just a shielding of personhood.
a shielding of personhood. Let me see real quick.
However, if it's in a bag of holding, it cannot be scryed upon.
I don't
Pocket
have.
dimension.
Yeah, I don't have a bag of holding. So, does anyone here have a bag of holding?
I have precisely 4 magical items, and they're all potions.
I have 2 items. One is my alchemy jug, and the other is the cloak of elvenkind.
Okay. And I don't have non-detection as a spell, so it does not look like. 1 second.
Oh! Give me the. Just, come with me. We're waiting for her, right? But is it okay if we
Yeah.
can we find somewhere to sneak away that's like behind a wall or something, real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna go. with
Or
you.
can stand and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, distract. All right, okay.
Mhm.
Behind the wall, and I'll be like, just. Okay, Beltane, really, really quick favor, but it's very, very important. Can you very quickly come to us right now, take something, and then go away again? It cannot be found.
There's a long pause before you see Beltane just kind of emerge out of the space in front of you, looking confused.
I'm gonna show him the book. Here, take it right now.
It's from.
We'll need it later.
You know who's. We'll ask for that soon. I'm sorry. I know you'll probably be busy right now as well, but this is really important. And I'll give him a big smooch, and I'll be like, go, 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 and I'll like push it his face.
Go, 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 go.
He slides it into his bag, still confused.
Yeah.
I'm owed an explanation.
Yes. I have a funny feeling if you open that book, you'll find an explanation. Goodbye.
He vanishes away.
Oh
Goddamn
man, I'm
handsome.
so
Let's
glad
go.
that we are like attached to an archfey. I'm just saying.
You know, yeah, I agree. In many ways, I'm triple attached to him, and that's both exciting and terrifying. Let's go.
Must
It's
be
almost-
nice.
It must be like you're attached
Yeah.
at the hip or something.
Close. Anyway,
Are you going to tell me what was in that book, or
We
tell me
didn't look.
later?
We didn't look.
we don't. We
Yeah.
didn't look. Right now, it's away so that I imagine he'll keep it. I said it was important that it's not found, so he can keep it away just in case Fenrir's suddenly like, I need to find my book. If he's got
Mhm.
one of those spells, and
But
then
but why? What is it? Am
I
I
don't
forgetting?
know. We didn't look. But Jim took it out of his bag, and we just don't want Finral knowing that we had it.
Oh, it
I'd like
came
this,
from
like,
out
a-
of his bag?
Yes.
I thought he just stole it from the library. All right.
Are you still on drugs, Mehman?
That's because is that because your passive perception is
What
so
do you
low?
mean still?
Just because we're not sure what it is, so he can keep it safe in case it's important. It might just be a a user guide or like top 10 best places to eat in Ashenfell, but
Or it could be top 10 best cities to destroy.
it could be right. So
Got you. I'm caught up now. Thank you.
yeah.
I don't think you should blame him. He always has one eye in the future. Or the past. I don't think.
Oh, yeah. So just in case it's super useful, we know nothing, we possess nothing, and hopefully that's fine. And then once this is all done and dusted and we're heading off, we can see what it was.
All right. Well, we're going to talk. We're going to talk to this librarian.
I'm tired of waiting for her. She should know that as a noble, commands a little bit of respect. She's kept us waiting for a while now. How long has it been?
It's been less than 10 minutes.
In my experience, nobles can keep you waiting for as long as they want.
Yeah, days.
I guess. I never thought about it the other way.
Wow. Privilege. So, I'll check my nails. Like, what did you guys get up to last night? Just trying like small talk while we wait for her, so that everything looks so casual.
As you're small talking, Marion approaches again with 2 guards at her side, and she kind of waves you over.
I'm going to do a short bow in the approach.
Same.
Follow me. She turns and seems to expect you to obey as she leaves.
Sure.
I'm going to follow with a, where are we headed?
Doesn't answer, but rather she leads you into the library.
Okay.
As you press into the library, up the set of marble carved stairs, the looming pillared doors, you step into what looks to be a scene of chaos and recovery. Books are being placed back. You see living statues, guards, other elves of what looks to be notable standing, repurposing the library, restoring it to what it was. You see the beautiful blue stained glass windows kind of arching up into a dome, peering down through the what light is available is a beautiful cascade of what looks to be a water effect over a simplistic green garden in the center of this dome. A Marion skirts around it, and you see off to your left a water feature kind of pulling itself down across the wall in almost a beautiful cascading waterfall, flowing into a stream that empties into a deep, beautiful black pool full of fish and lilies and flowers. She bypasses this, and you see rows and rows of books, and then suddenly the floor before you just opens up, and you look and you see the biggest library you've ever seen. It towers downward and then pulls itself sharply upwards, creating an almost vertigo-like sensation. There are floors stacked upon each other, various colors just pulling around, glittering, reflecting, and you see glints of gold, browns, greens, yellows, and just knowledge. Books, scrolls, lining what seems to be a room 100 foot, 300 feet, 6, 7, you're not sure. It just seems to be endless. Before she sharply takes a turn down a narrow corridor that forces you all into single file. She's unbothered as she seems to have a guard in front of her and a guard behind her. Pushing down this hall, blank in its features of odd contrast to the beauty and magnificence around you that you just saw before she peels off into what looks to be a circular room overlooking fields of recovering wasteland. And as you watch the rainfall, each time the rain hits the ground, green reblooms on what you saw to be this dead land before you. She waves the guards away before she says something in Elvish, which Daphne and Jorah you would understand as, and you, or would understand as, please come in. And from the side of this room where a blank wall is, you see two people kind of emerge through. One's very tall, looks to be an Earth Genasi. The other one, of normal height, looks to be an older gentleman with pointed ears, maybe elvish, kind of a pointed face, cold steel gray eyes, white hair, long white robes, a mace at his side. The toddler gentleman, the Earth Genasi, has simple black robes, green and gold trim around his collar along the robes themselves. His features are very stoic and flat. His eyes are a contrast of black sclera and blue irises. He's very focused on each of you, taking each of you in quietly. You don't see any weapons on him, but you have this sense of great presence about him. He gives a nod of his head before he gestures towards you guys to sit on the various sofas and chairs that seem to have appeared while you were focused on them.
Huh.
Okay.
Do you have any sense of, is this still in the library? Or have we been walked through a portal of some kind?
You believe it's still part of the library.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down.
While I sit down, I'm gonna say, Almarian, this is not like any library I've seen. Can I see the sky? Can I see the sky above me?
You look up, make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 9.
You look up and you see a dome above you. You think you see cloud kind of skirting across it, but you're not entirely sure if it's a trick or if the sky's really there.
This is some kind of library. It's more of a you see or struggle to find the word.
May we know whose presence we are in?
The Marion sits and folds her hands neatly on her lap. These two are part of the Shadow Council. Finral serves alongside of them. She pauses as she looks to the two gentlemen who sat quietly. I suppose you can just call them Sir for now, as their names would give them away.
Okay. I'm gonna, if I can, just study their look so that if I need to give information to Beltane, I can use my Mask of Many Faces to look like them.
Sure.
But giving like respectful nods of the head to both of them while I do so it just looks like I'm being very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Or is gonna get a shit-eating grin on his face and said, well, they can call me Sir or as well.
Marion smiles as the Earth Genasi nods. Sir Orin.
Close enough.
You see him smile as he gives a bow of his head. You are Or of the Black Talon, I assume?
To some.
And the rest of you?
I'm Jorah Dan of Olivery.
I'm the witch in the woods, Daphne.
Mehaman of Baroness Aether's court.
I thought I recognized you. The Earth Genasi sits back in his chair and gestures with his hand, kind of in an almost regal way. I'm curious as to why you would accuse our youngest member of such things.
There's no motive behind it. We simply have told what we saw. So it is less about accusations and more the simple facts of what we witnessed when we were in Cork during the sacking, as this figure who looked startlingly like Fenro walked into the palace.
I see.
We all almost perished, but were rescued.
It's also not the first time that I've encountered that man, or third time if you can count this one. Or someone looking like him banished me to the Shadowfell about a year ago. I came back, obviously. I got back. But it was a harrowing experience.
We don't mean to assign motive behind it. We are simply investigating what has happened and why, and it is just a simple fact that that is what we ourselves witnessed. It is not secondhand, this is first-hand information.
Mm-hmm.
He also doesn't seem terribly enthused about clearing his name.
Embarrassed, but not enthused.
It's simply because we do not exist on a larger scale. He's most public with his name as he maneuvers differently from, he points to the other man, my partner and I.
Well, do you have any insights into why this might have occurred?
We have gathered rumors as of late that there was a disturbance in Rose Wyvern.
What kind of
Something-
disturbance?
A provoking of the undead. While Rose Wyvern is known for its scourge of skeleton hordes, it's not known for its scourge of zombies. River Castle has reported a border invasion, as Orkeep has reported a upset of ghouls on their borders.
We just left River Castle when that was happening. Monty Greenhorn was in River Castle helping defend them while we arrived in Cork to the sound of alarm bells.
Yes, thankfully the Empress has survived, so we
We've
thank
spoken
you.
to her since then, yes.
Yes. It's strange, we could not track her for a number of days. Do you know why?
No, as in after the attack or recently?
Both.
Not sure. We left her as the attacks were happening, and then we saw her again when herself and King Dwell and Monty Greenhorn requested that we initially seek out why we couldn't make communication with Oliberry. I was trying because my mother and father are here. And then to proceed north to see if other cities are being affected and seek information.
Where was this meeting?
We're not sure. I don't
Well-
think anyone is privy to that information.
Roll deception.
I wish I could inspire myself. Okay, that's a 12, but I'm hoping my deception is real high. It's a 10. 22.
He looks at you for a moment.
I'm
Mm.
assuming they keep these things very secretive, of course.
He leans over and whispers something to his partner. You don't see what he says as he covers his mouth before he goes back to you.
Can I try and
They-
listen to what he said?
Sure, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay, perception, disadvantage. And the best part is I have no idea what I rolled.
You only catch a few words, but they're in a language you don't understand.
Okay, so I speak Common, Aarakocran, Primordial, Elvish, and Draconic.
You do not understand this language.
Okay. Pardon? I didn't quite hear you.
That conversation wasn't for you.
Oh,
Master.
my apologies. I thought we were having an open discussion. My apologies.
I'm assuming these leaders are perhaps keeping themselves private during things like that for safety. I mean, their cities have been attacked. Surely it's understandable.
We are the Shadow Council. We ensure their safety.
So why did the cities fall?
We cannot prevent everything.
Right.
It's a big
are
thing not to prevent.
several, yeah. Well, that's understandable. They all happen simultaneously, and
There
is
was
it then?
no information until
Yeah.
the attack.
Is it your role to investigate the cause of this?
Our role as the Shadow Council is to guide, govern, and advise the rulers of these cities. We do not interfere.
What's the punishment if one of you was to interfere? Or the
It would
consequences?
be
Yeah.
death.
So let's.
So is you asking us questions interfering, though?
No. It's collecting matters after the fact.
Do you have some reason to believe that your youngest council member was not involved? Is there someone else you suspect?
No. That's why we're asking.
What would somebody, if it was him, what would because the price is death, what would the reward be if he succeeded, that it's worth risking his life for?
That we do not know. We are oddly blind in this aspect.
I beseech you to really heavily consider that it was him. The information he was giving us just doesn't quite add up. And he seemed oddly amused towards the end of our conversation. We have no stakes in lying about this, is my point. We are but, small fry compared to everything that is going on. I cannot see why we would make that stuff up.
We believe you to a point.
Well, I know that he can't fly, but there are other ways of getting information out of people, less palatable ones.
If you are suggesting we torture our comrade, it's crossed our minds.
There's magics to encourage the truth from people, surely.
Let's settle this. Why doubt your allies? If he is innocent, as long as it's not harmful, he should he should want to prove himself innocent.
Instead of using diplomatic immunity like he did.
He has no immunity from us, but from you, yes. But, however, we must proceed cautiously.
I agree.
If we push the point and he is innocent, we would be exposed. And people would ask for our heads. He's very well loved in many circles.
Is there anything we could do to push on your behalf?
I'm not sure.
We...
So tender.
Is Almarian in there with us?
Yeah, she's been there the entire time.
Okay.
Hi.
Lady Songwin, what are your thoughts on this? Surely uncovering the truth of the situation is quite pertinent.
Of course it is, but we cannot ask if we have no proof. Other than your word against his. You are, unfortunately, no one to us at the moment. You are no one to the public.
Yes, he walked towards the palace, however, when he entered and as we left. Surely we cannot be the only ones who witnessed him. And also, there are magics that can push.
No, we know. We've tried them. And if you can produce witnesses to this atrocity upon these cities, please bring them to us.
Well,
but as it stands, he is the ambassador of two people, well loved, well cared for, and we cannot act.
Is there a way of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that we're telling the truth?
We could perform spells, yes.
We could play a game of Zone or Truth or Dare.
Even there's no way of like seeing someone's visions, but like it's. I would happily.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
And the only reason we involve ourselves as small, insignificant people as we are is because we've been asked by very powerful, significant people to investigate this. We are doing as we have been bid by leaders of countries.
And we will confirm these tales with those leaders. But until then, this city's priority needs to come first.
Right, of course. I just hope that
the elves have got an elf.
So let me get this straight. You can't really accuse him without proof, and unfortunately our memories aren't enough proof.
Our eyewitness accounts.
So really what we need is more proof. Do you want us to find more proof?
If you can.
So, since our eyewitness is not enough, and you want more eyewitnesses, what eyewitness would be credible since ours are not?
We will wait word from King William, as you've suggested he's survived.
I guess, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll ask him. King Dwell, Empress of the Drow people.
Long live the elf.
We'll ask them, verify your stories with them. And that should be proof enough to proceed. But we need to be cautious.
Yeah. So do we, because if he is as we say he is, and we're just letting him roam free, we have ginormous targets on our back right now.
I cannot protect you against that if he already knows who you are. He's figured a way out, I'm sure. We can keep him here in the city a few more days, but he is the ambassador.
Maybe we should watch him.
Do you want
How
to babysit?
long has he been in this city?
He's lived in the city for 200 years.
Right. Was he actually present in the city during the sieges?
He said he came from... She looks to the two gentlemen. He was on a mission for us.
Was that mission
Roll
completed?
Roll precision check with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh. I think that's a 15. 15.
We will not disclose that with you, unfortunately.
Fine. But I assume you have sought witnesses there that he was, in fact, with someone and has an alibi?
We can confirm he was with the person he was supposed to be. They did not discredit him, and these attacks seem to coincide with him being away.
And you trust this person?
Explicitly.
That settles that. It's not him.
No, it's definitely him. Like
How?
thinking that. I don't buy it.
I don't see how it could be him if it's a trusted source and they say that he was there. He couldn't have been elsewhere.
But
I
they did not think that Fenrir was capable of doing this, and we believe he has. So if they're willing to trust him and that he seems like this honest, loving, caring person, then maybe this person that they trust is also not trustworthy. They might be in on it.
I'm gonna stare daggers at the Earth Genasi.
He raises an eyebrow at you.
Is it possible?
I don't think so.
I don't suppose you're at liberty to tell us who this trusted second person is.
She is a very formidable woman. Let's just say that.
Could you ask her permission if she would allow us to simply ask questions while we perform an investigation?
You see a look of amusement cross the Genasi's face as the man beside him just kind of chuckles. You are more than welcome to ask her questions. I'm sure she'll... Well, she's quite righteous.
Okay, well, that's fine then. Can we know then? Or would you be willing to ask permission for that?
We'll ask permission. I'm sure she'll find you.
Okay. Well, if she's
Should
in
we
on
stay
it,
in
then
the
we
city?
can look forward to stab in the back.
No, she's not in the city.
Is she on this plane?
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't think we can, unless you all, on a motion to the party, would like to follow Fenrir. I don't think we have anything tying us here.
I don't think we can do any more good here if these
Right.
things are close to us.
And I've managed to see both my parents now, so I'm okay.
And we'll keep in touch with them.
I might, if you guys don't mind, just do a quick, as in we don't have to DM it anyone, but a quick like goodbye to my parents, just in case this does get super dangerous and I die. I'd quite like to have said goodbye first,
Of course.
because if that's one super powerful person and potentially two who might be in on this, I don't feel overly safe right now.
At some point, like, I guess maybe when you're, like, going to say goodbye to your folks, I would like to ritually cast Augury to get some sort of guidance from Stour, about the next kind of move that we should be pursuing. Very specifically, I'm going to ask him with my chicken feet and bones and lizard scales and all this great stuff. Which direction should we go in to find information about the truth that is Finral?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you put augury up on this?
Yeah, it's like a 30-minute, like, if the answer is within the next, like, 30 minutes or something, but it's like a direction or... Give me a second. It is a ritual.
It's the wheel war. It's
Yeah.
the good neutral.
I think it's wheel or woe, is it? Or
Wheel or
But there's a
woe.
neutral.
Yeah,
There's a neutral one.
there's
as
a
well.
Oh,
neutral
okay.
thing too. We've been playing it weird on this channel. Just because I have, like, on this game particularly, just because, like, you know, Daphne and her god are, like, have this weird relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You cast augury and put out the chicken bones, and as you do so, you watch as they start to erode, turn black, crumble into a fine black dust before you it's kind of spreads out in a way that reminds you of a raven.
Okay.
And then above the raven, you see a bone-like crown, jagged and pointed, kind of seated above the raven.
Does this
Before
look...
the images shift and the raven's on top.
Okay.
Roll religion check.
Yep. I was about to say, if this looked familiar, because I was in the Shadowfell. Religion. It's not my best, but it's a 16.
You recognize the symbol as the Raven Queen and the crown as the Lich King of the Shadowfell.
Oh. But it's almost like she's coming up on top of the Lich King.
You would know historically
Yeah.
the Raven Queen despises intelligent undead. And the fact she's made the Shadowfell her domain is a constant conflict between the two.
So...
It seems to confirm what you suspected.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder if Finral is not connected to the Lich King now.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's my feels. Like, I don't know if anyone is, like, watching while Daphne does this. I'm sure this is very interesting to our cleric.
I'll be your trip buddy.
Yeah. we're like, because I'm, like, essentially, like, half wizard, half cleric, so it's just sort of, like, very much of, like, a mismatch of classes, so it's just sort of, like, I'm gonna, like, kind of come out of this, and I'm gonna look at Muhammad and be like, I don't want to go back to the Shadowfell if I don't have to. But, we might have answers there.
Well, if we do have to go, you're going to have a very protective entourage.
Right. I mean, and at the very least, at least to have experience down there. Like, it's I can, like, I'm not worried about you or Jorah down there, to be honest. It's, I look at the Birdman who's just standing gallantly, probably looking in the distance. Like, if you know what I mean. The rules there are different, and you have to be sure to follow them.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are they strict rules?
It's a pretty it's a very lawful place, but and it's a very dangerous place. I left a genasi down there, and I would just be, if that's a direction that we need to take, then we need to be cautious.
Suppose we must be prepared for undead in our future.
Yeah. I mean, we did see a Draco Lich, so, and then, like, whenever Jorah's back from saying goodbye to his parents, she's just gonna, like, also, like, relay this information with him, and or is there, so I'm just assuming you're overhearing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And before I come back to them, can I send a quick message to Beltane?
do you want to read that?
And she's like, slight further development. This may be a good thing or bad thing. I don't know. Spoke to the Shadow Council, and they had a lot of questions, and it included why they couldn't speak to certain leaders, and I think it's because they were in your home. And I lied about it, and I don't know if they know I lied about it or not.
We hear a gentle chuckle, and he says, "That could be a problem. They are exceptionally powerful people."
Yeah. They are investigating this, and they are aware that Fenrir is a pretty big suspect, but they had questions about the leaders, and they want to speak to them to verify that we're investigating in an official capacity. So hopefully they back up our story.
They probably won't.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully we've left the city by the time.
You've lied to the one powerful organization I can't even put my people in. And I've been at this game for 4,000 years.
Well, what I said was surely they were somewhere that was masking their presence because they were in danger, and that people aren't meant to know about that. So the majority of what I said wasn't a lie. I just didn't be like, yeah, it's Beltane's house. He's my boyfriend. So they might.
Think I should probably smooth this one over.
That would be really appreciated. Thank you.
I don't want the Shadow Council in my territory.
No. I don't really want them at my back either, because we have... another thing. They're saying that Fenrir was with someone who's very righteous, and they laughed when we suggested that we ask her questions to verify the fact that Fenrir was there doing work for them. Do you know who that might be?
I know several righteous people.
Righteous women connected to
righteous,
the Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow Council.
Righteous women connected. There are a few. One governs Nornest, another governs within Old Holt. It could be either one.
Guess all roads are pointing to Lorness right now.
Yeah, I think step one might be that. Okay, thanks. I know it's really tough because it's like they're aware of what's going on, but they don't seem willing to do anything about Fenrir, and at the moment it looks like Daphne read his surface thoughts and said he seemed amused by our conversation. So I'm really very strong in the it was him camp. and I'm kind of worried that he might try and kill us. So I've said goodbye to Mum and Dad just in case that happens. And I feel like just every night I need to tell you, just in case that happens.
There are reasons you can't move against powerful people directly.
Yeah.
If you were to unseat my power, you would not come at me directly.
No.
You would come at me in the way you've wormed your way into my life.
Yes, I did.
So, what you're saying is...
He's not here, by the way. He's in my...
Yeah, sorry.
Alright.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's sort of like a message thing. It's we need to be more subtle about it. I was hoping we could have just started poking around in the library and then seen if he was there. Well, anyway, we kept repeatedly saying, maybe it is just someone who's looking like you and you should be worried about that. And it's like we've just passed on what we saw and now we can leave well enough alone. So I guess we should start acting like we're not investigating this anymore. Maybe.
I reckon we should leave, especially since we do have, an item.
Oh, we need to speak to... I need to... hey, Beltane, do you mind, Well, we need to know what's inside that book. Have you looked?
There's a pause. I don't think you should touch this book.
Okay. Does it back up? Is it evidence that he...
It's more of... It's cursed.
Oh. No. Did you get hurt?
Perhaps.
Oh no!
Are you okay, though?
I will live with it.
Live with what? What happened?
This conversation has to go. I do have duties, Jorah.
No, I just want to know that you're okay.
Goodbye for now, my dear.
Oh my god, that's a no. Fucking hell. Okay.
He turned into a girl.
Yeah. Fucking gay. Right, okay. I'll then go trudging back to the others and be like, ugh, right. One, we need to be really subtle and perhaps even act like we're not investigating this anymore. Maybe. I don't know. Just be subtle. And not drop the funeral too often. Two, that book is cursed, and I'm pretty sure Beltane's like hurt. He just said, I'll live with it, and then I asked him if he was okay, and he was like, anyway, I gotta go, so, kind of worried now that something's wrong with him. Anyway, he said he would try and smooth a couple things over with regards to the Shadow Council thing, because he doesn't want to have them in his territory, which makes sense.
So, we're getting pointed in both Lornis and the Raven Queen. My god literally pointed me at the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't think you preferred the Shadowfell, and Lorna seemed a little closer.
Lornis would be a swift stop, maybe.
You would all know there are temples to the Raven Queen.
Yeah. Are there any in Lornis?
No.
No.
Not that Daphne would know, because again, Daphne lived in a house in the forest her entire life, so she knows
Lornis
nothing.
is very one god to rule them all.
Oh, what god?
You don't know.
So
I definitely suggest that we go to places on this plane first before we leave the planes.
Yeah. Also, Belty, instead of in terms of righteous women that might have been having an encounter with Fenril, one of them governs Lorness and the other one governs Oldholt. So, you know.
Let's head east.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of north.
Northeast.
Yeah. Alright. Cool. Guys, excuse me if I spend the next day or so just worrying about him because I think he's
No,
cursed
I
now.
understand. I'm a bit worried myself.
He's very powerful, Jorah. I wouldn't worry too much.
Shit. Yep.
And if he needs your help, I'm sure he'll say.
Yeah.
He's survived, what, 4,000 years?
At least.
He'll survive a few more. Well, my bags are packed. Should we set out?
Mm-hmm.
Best be leaving.
Yeah. I've said goodbye to the rents. Okay. Let's do this. Maybe would I be aware of a quick way of traveling from here to Lorness, maybe?
There would be teleports in local temples. Make an investigation check.
Sure. Rolled a 14, and my investigation is probably not massive. What's a 4? So 18?
You ask around and soon discover Lorness does not permit teleportation within its city. It's a defense that they've long established, a defense they keep, and you get the sense that the fortification you're going into rivals that of Oliberry.
Awesome. So, I guess we're walking.
Or makes a disgusted face.
Yeah. Sorry, bud, because if you fly, you'll be there by yourself.
I'll circle above.
Yes, you can keep a lookout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is going to leave his pack with grebes and jump and take flight, circling around the party as they progress. Not too high, just 50 feet.
Okay.
Well, it would be interesting. Yeah.
I assume we head towards the city gate, or
Yeah, you head towards the city gate if there's nothing else you wish to do.
No. Well, just the usual, like, topping up of rations and getting ready for a lengthy travel, I guess.
Sure.
do we have
Okay,
any sense of
horses.
how far it'll be?
You give a guess or hazard because you would have some direction and you're traveling along a road. It would take you the better part of a week and a half to get there.
Okay.
Mainly because the road is in place. If that road wasn't there, it'd probably take you longer.
Jory had a question?
Oh, well, I was going to suggest if we wanted to get horses, it might be quicker.
I mean, yeah, horses are definitely an option.
Yeah.
Would we know where to find horses in Oliver?
You would, Jorah and I should say Jorah would know where there's stables you can buy horses.
Yeah, I think.
Horse mounts run you about 50 gold each.
All right.
That doesn't include saddle, feed, bridles, upkeep.
What do you guys think?
Is there a possibility of is there a horse rental service to where there's like a company that rents out horses and then we just drop it off at the company's thing in the next town, so, you know.
Would it significantly improve our time?
It would cut your time back to about a week.
I mean, it should be, yeah, so it would, a couple, what, 3.5 days about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's find a stable, at least for Grebes.
Yeah, poor old man Graves. We need to get him a horse.
Okay. Just anytime it's like, oh no, I have to spend money, Daphne is like...
Jorah's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He was happy to spend this money.
Do you want to spend your money on me, Uncle?
Fuck, no, not now. You can fuck off, niece.
I am not offended. I am quite flattered by that title. Thank you.
Okay.
So eventually you find the stables.
Mm-hmm.
A portly looking elf kind of seems to be in charge, and he seems to be brushing down some of the steeds that are there, and just looks up as you approach, peeking over one of the taller horses, kind of gives a wave, looks at Jen, looks back towards you guys, and gives you a questioning glance.
You can share with one of us.
How many horses do you think it'll take to haul a wagon? I say to him.
2.
2 to 3.
I'm gonna look at the party and say, if we can find a wagon.
I mean, price-wise, I think a wagon costs more to obtain. And on top of that, if, like, we have to tie up the horses and go to where the horses can't go, then obviously the wagon can't go. Also, I would think on the road, wagons, small, squishy group of people like ourselves, is just puts more of a target on our back for roadside vandalism.
No wagon.
Burglary.
I'd like one horse to fit my steward, and I guess my squire can share with him. How much will that be?
Glances out at all of you. So you want 3 horses then?
Yeah, I would say 3. Because
3
horses, fly, right?
150 gold for 3 horses.
Well, because there's us 3, but then if there's one for Grebes, then that's 4 horses.
I don't think Orr's gonna ride a horse.
Oh, is Orr just flying?
But for Grebes needs a horse.
Okay.
All in,
Okay,
how much
that's
would
fair.
it be? Mount, saddle, everything.
All in all, 3 horses plus saddle, bit, food, blankets, upkeep runs you about 300 gold.
Well, I have 200.
You're gonna spend all your gold on horses?
I'll find some more somewhere.
We can just do the 100 for each of our horses. I'll do 100 for mine.
I'll contribute
it's 50.
100 for
I'm
Grebes.
afraid I don't carry that much money.
I'll buy yours then. 200.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll cough up the 100 gold, just feeling absolutely disgusted with myself.
And or we'll hand over 100. What are the nicer looking ones for my steward, please?
A nicer looking one runs you 75.
I'm gonna look at Grebes and say, a normal looking one.
50 gold it is.
And then I'll guess the other 50 will go to saddle, feed, etc.
Mhm.
Okay.
So eventually you get your horses, you get the saddles, feed, whatnots, and pay the man. So deduct your gold. You have horses.
Alright, well, shall we skedaddle onto the road?
Yeah.
Country road.
On the road again.
Take me home to the place I
All right.
belong.
Jorah, how would you like me to repay you for this horse?
Get creative. I don't mind. It doesn't have to be money.
Get creative. Doesn't have to be money.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to think about that.
Yep. I look forward to it. I mean, your friendship is a large part of it, but you know.
He is building
I like
an ice cream
interesting
empire. I'm sure he can afford it.
I should be cashing in when we get to Loreness when I meet my my seller.
You see Jim kind of hop on the horse with Mohammed, and he says,
Echo!
Excuse me?
We go fast!
as he flips the reins and takes it off with you.
Oh, yes,
barreling
let's
down the
go.
road.
Indeed.
I'm assuming that all of the horses that were given to us are hopefully geldings, right?
You think they are?
Okay, I would like to make a nature check because the last thing I need is a horse that's in heat and like horse sex tries to happen and gets us murdered. Like, I don't think you guys realize like how dangerous it is to travel with a mare and a bunch of boys. Like,
Yeah, sure.
okay.
Roll nature.
Okay. I mean, like, it's to see if they all have penises. I don't think that's hard for a horse. And that they're thus castrated. Let's see. Nature, you said?
Yeah.
God, it's a 10.
They look fine.
There's penises, alright! Let's go!
You think one might be a donkey, you're not entirely sure.
Okay, that's fine. It's clearly the one that Greaves is on. Like, alright, cool. Well, we all got boy horses. Like, and I'm gonna look at him. If you gave us a mare and she goes in heat, I'm coming back over here and I'm going, you're gonna get cursed, sir. I'm gonna make a doll that looks just like you and it's not gonna be fun for you.
Meanwhile, Mohammed and Jim are halfway down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like,
I'll be following them. I won't leave them alone. I'll follow.
yeah. This is an important thing.
As you threaten the stable man.
It wasn't a threat, it was a promise.
You promise threat the stable man, who just gives you a look as some of your companions have run off because Jim is Jim.
Yeah.
You'll leave the gates of the proud city of Olivery. The rain still coming down and a light spattering of mist. Distantly, you hear the gentle roll of thunder. You see flashes of lightning over what looks to be the sea. You push forward, and as you look around you, the wastelands you had entered in upon have become a lush, fresh green grass once more.
This bodes very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure everything will be a-okay.
Do I see any other travelers on the road?
Roll a perception check.
You gotcha.
And look how excited the skies are over there.
They're over
Super
the
excited.
ocean, I hope. They stay there.
You look around, and you see some travelers making their way towards the city along the road you're taking. And they seem to be a bit more weather-worn than you, but they don't really pay you in any mind as they keep traveling.
Okay.
They
Nothing
seem-
untoward. Okay.
Yeah, they just seem to be travelers. But what pace are you traveling at?
I wouldn't say we should be pushing the horses. I would say at a pleasant traveling trot.
Okay.
Swift but not taxing.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So a canter, more or less. you can travel for about 5 hours like that before the horses will take a point of exhaustion.
Okay. I mean,
So you try. Go ahead.
5 hours is probably about what we have left of the day anyway, right?
A little more. You have about 6 hours left.
Okay.
It only took you 2.5 hours to do everything in the morning.
Yeah, and it'll give us an hour to like set up camp properly and
Yeah, and
cook
have a
meal.
picnic.
Yeah,
While it's raining, that's a great idea.
I've got a hut.
You got a hut. That's true. You do have a hut.
Good. We're good.
As always, Aura is keeping an eye on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So we pop a hut.
Perception.
I'll pop a hut when we stop. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
as you push along the road, you roll perception or okay. As you keep a lookout and follow the weather pattern, it feels unique. It's not something you've quite encountered. It's different from other systems, but you can't really pin what.
feels weird. Gotcha.
You travel along the road, and it's a well-maintained highway road, very Romanesque. Those things last forever. You go through the Eladrin Pass up towards Lorness, and as you push in towards Lorness, the land becomes less flat and more hilly. And you see beautiful rising grasses and flowers, trees just scattered across the landscape. Beautiful, picturesque sort of feel. You see shades of greens, grays, deep blues from minor lakes that seem to follow along this path. The rain still tugging at your clothes, getting you quite wet, and you'll need to dry off or start taking points of sickness.
I've got prestidigitation, so I can dry us off when needed.
Yeah. But as you make 5 hours worth of travel, come out there, can make a perception check to look for a place to camp.
I hate being wet. You guys, this is very undignified. Looking a bit drowned rat.
My perception is very good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm actually gonna roll one.
Perception is 3, so 14.
Okay.
Perception. Bam, bam, bam. Boop.
Muhammad sees all the
Also,
things.
me and Muhammad are like, yeah, buddy.
All right. So, Mahim and Daphne, you, Jim's fine. He's just happy to be there.
Happy to be there.
So is Aura
He's happy
sick?
to be there. Mahim and Daphne, you find a spot on a raised hill, so the water flow won't bother you should the area flood. You find a nice spot kind of overlooking what seems to be a small valley, kind of dipping in and out towards this vast plain that you can see off at a distance seems to be a river. Then kind of alpine trees lining past that. But you find a spot as the light in the sky, what little there is, starts to darken and more thunder rolls in.
Yeah, well, I think this is as good a place as any, don't you, huh?
It's so picturesque.
Liam's tiny hut. I'm gonna make it like that stormy gray, so it's kind of like what the sky is colored.
Okay.
And then make it warm, and then prestidigitation myself first, and then slowly just go and start doing other people.
Huh. Thank
Alright.
you, Uncle.
You're welcome, niece.
I think our horses are going to be okay in all this.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure that we put them under a tree and put their blankets on.
Yeah. Animals are quite resilient to the weather. That's why they're animals.
Yeah.
And we can probably, between Muhammad and I, if they didn't look very well, I think we could get them pretty spry in the morning.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So the hut goes up. Jim kind of throws all of his armor off, become his naked kobold self once again. Pulls out a cookie from somewhere, the dagger he stole, and looks at all of you.
Did you just pull that excuse me, did you just pull that cookie out of your ass? Because you were naked.
He points to his bag.
No!
Okay. I was gonna worry otherwise.
Well, yeah, you got any cookies for us? Got enough to share? Like, you fucked up my kitchen making those. You better have one for me. You owe me.
You took it out of Jorah's cookie jar, so you technically stole
technically they are Jorah's
They
cookies.
are Jorah's cookies.
He reaches in his bag and pulls out a handful of cookies and stuffs them all in his mouth.
Out with the hut. Out with the hut. I can make it so you're not welcome in this hut. Get out.
Picks up his
Give me a
stuff
cookie.
and
Give me a
scuttles out.
cookie or you're gone. Right, okay.
They're all gone. With
His
that,
mouth is full of cookies. He looks like a chipmunk.
I'm gonna go over to crouch down to Jim and say, "May I have half, please?"
He pulls out a cookie he didn't quite eat all the way and gives it to you. It's a little slobbery on the end. He gives it
I'm
to
gonna
you.
kind of brush it off and offer it to Jorah.
Oh, thanks. I'll eat it with a smile.
Everyone happy?
Yes.
Daphne has got her pot out and is gonna make actual food. So sure. It's like I'm just gonna make a potato soup. I got some cheese while I was in town, so
Ooh,
okay.
I love cheese.
Me
I wonder
too.
Is there any kind of liquid I could summon for you in my jug that would be useful?
How about wine?
Yeah,
I can get
like
wine.
for this particularly, a decent white wine would actually work pretty well.
White wine, okay.
Mhm.
I will hug it close to me as my most treasured possession and be like, make me white wine. And I
Ooh,
open it up and it's
never
like
mind. Hold on a second. I changed my mind. This
Nope.
is yep.
it's
No.
here now.
Can it be changed?
Nah, this is it. No.
Okay. I was just saying beer probably would have actually been better for this, but wine's fine too. We're good. All alcohol is good in the form of a cheesy soup with potatoes.
Yeah, I prefer wine anyway, so we're all good.
Right. Should I be rolling my cooking tools?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll start like passing out the wine for everyone for your kids. I've got a gallon of the stuff, so we're good.
15.
Okay, you make a decent enough meal for everybody. Jim just has his nose kind of pressed against the bubble, tongue kind of looking out. You know how the husky kind of just mushes his face against the window? Exactly like that.
Yeah, no, he's not invited. You already had your dinner. It was cookies. Sorry.
Yum yum yum.
As he just kind of claws at the bubble.
It's gonna
I'll
learn
be
your lesson.
thinking of you while I'm warm and dry tonight with a belly full of cheesy soup.
Cheesy potato soup.
Jesus, gross!
As he starts digging a hole and kind of curls into it.
He must be lactose intolerant.
Maybe. I feel like he's not gonna learn a lesson either, though. Like
There's a slight pause as I look at everyone. You are all not lactose intolerant, correct?
Or
I'm
shrugs.
good.
Oh no.
Lactose intolerant?
Yes.
I'm good. I fucking love cheese.
Same.
Give me that cheese.
I'm gonna look at Greaves. I'm lactose intolerant. Does Greaves know?
It's okay. I don't think birds fart anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for intelligence for Greaves. I don't have a character sheet, but plus whatever his intelligence mod is. I assume it's about 0.
Yeah, he definitely
Yep.
seems like a wisdom kind of fellow.
Well, one way to find out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Eat
good
up,
soup.
Or Yeah.
It was. Absolutely.
I feel very satisfied. Does anyone want a top up of wine?
I would.
I should probably head to sleep. Being in the air all day is tiring.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like some wine, Jim?
Jim looks up and says,
I want wine.
It won't keep you warm, but it'll keep you from feeling the cold so much. And I'll just like stick my hand out and just pour it on his face.
you see his mouth kind of open and he's kind of just
Laugh
drinks
it up.
it.
Yep.
You see him
There
go,
you go.
All right, I guess that was worth it.
I'm going to bed.
Jim curls back up in his hole, and you see him pull the shield over his little hole he's made, and the symbol of Pelor blazed across it.
Oh, that's right. I knew I'd heard at some point which god it was he worshipped.
I feel conflicted about adopting this guy. I feel like I'm starting to like have Beltane rub off of me and just adopting waifs and strays from the world.
I mean, Orr's the one paying him.
That's true. Maybe I haven't adopted him.
I think you've adopted Or, though.
Well, yeah. That's Beltane's fault though. He's the one that rescued
Is Or your first child with Beltane?
Orr's asleep, but would be disturbed at this point.
Is he? Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Children
I
are
wanted to ask
disgusting.
Well, thankfully he's not a child.
No, he is.
Maybe that's why he adopts. You just cut out the gross phase and you just go straight to when they're adults.
I mean, he is too.
He does sort of have the heart of a child, let's face it.
Yeah. He's
He
kind
is
of
also 2.
Yeah.
He has 2 hearts of a child.
2 hearts of a child. What the fuck has he been up to? He's darker than all of us. Who knew?
Jim, strange little cannibal cold.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you inviting Beltane to investigate this book, or are you going to leave it for the night?
Yeah, no, I feel like I might. Well, I told him every night I was gonna message him anyway, in case I die. So I guess I'll be like, "Hey, Valentine, it's me. First of all, just checking in and saying hi. In case I die, I care a lot about you, and goodbye. I'm just gonna say it every night. Also, can you maybe come and let us know about the book? It's fair enough if you don't want us to touch it, but I would really like to know what the fuck's going on." I'm in a bubble. Can you come into Lima's tiny hut, or do you need to? Well, you could come outside of Lima's tiny hut, and I'll make you an invitee.
Doesn't answer, but
Okay.
a few moments later, you see him appear. His back is towards you. As you see him kind of glance around, spot Jim's shield on the ground, give it a curious tilt of his head before turning around, seeing the bubble.
And I'll be like, can one of you guys just pop your head out? Because if I do it, the spell will end, and just ask him in.
In here. You can come in here, Beltane. Over here.
He approaches the bubble and kind of passes through the barrier and gives it a curious look around before nodding in approval.
I may have adopted someone, I'm sorry. Also, yeah, how are you doing?
He pulls out the book and sets it on the ground. You see one hand is a deep black and almost infected looking as it kind of crawls up his arm.
What the fuck,
Oh, dear.
Beltane? Is that gonna end?
I don't know.
Surely you know someone who has remove curse. Like,
I
that's a
don't
thing.
actually.
What the
I've
Hey,
never been
Mehaman,
cursed.
do you know someone who has, holy people?
If you give me a rest, I could try it in the morning.
Hey, there you go.
Same. Yeah.
Gonna stay the night?
I have work to do.
But you want that off your hand.
I don't know if I do, actually.
Oh, you
Oh, I think that's the
nihilistic
book talking.
motherfucker. Oh, okay.
Or is gonna sit up from where he was lying. Was the book a good read, though?
It's fantastic, actually. As you
Cur-
see
cursed
Beltane
objects have a
open the
habit of-
book.
What is it? Can I peek around, see what it looks like inside?
You look into it, and the book's blank.
Cursed
But-
objects have a habit of making you really want them to stay with you.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Beltane, it would really mean so much to me if you stayed, though.
Oh,
Roll
let's
persuasion
test.
check.
Okay, do I get advantage because he's my boyfriend?
Roll persuasion check.
18.
He glances towards you and smiles. I don't think I should stay the night. I have work to do.
What work is it? Maybe we can help.
I doubt it.
Well, that hurts my feelings.
I am sorry, but you are not Fae. I don't think you can do this.
I'm a little Fae, so I take offense to that, but yeah, fair.
I mean, I'm half Fae. Can I help?
Can we at least know what you're doing?
He glances between all of you.
We're worried about you.
I am fine.
What's happened to the hand then?
I don't know.
Why is the book blank?
Can I go ahead and cast? I'm gonna cast clairvoyance.
Alright.
Seeing. Yeah.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You
it's
cast
fine.
it, and you see him just kind of flip the pages and look towards all of you. It's not blank.
What are you reading from the pages then? Because we can't see anything.
How can you not see it as he holds up the book? All of you make a constitution saving throw.
No.
Oh,
God.
great.
Oh, thank Christ. What's my con?
6!
19. Whew.
3.
19. Plus
The dirty
my one.
20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Tell me Greaves is asleep and Ghoul is asleep, please.
We could say they're asleep.
They're not
Thank
watching
you.
this.
Good.
Okay. Mahaman and Or,
Mhm.
you take 15 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Daphne and Jorah, you take half.
Ow.
Mahaman and Or, you are considered cursed.
Okay. How would we know we're cursed? Is it a flashing red sign? Like, what do we experience?
You experience a sudden need to read this book. It's everything you have ever wanted, and the knowledge is so intense, you think it will solve all your problems. Everything that's been put in your path thus far is within this book, and there is somebody withholding it from you, and he is not giving it up.
I cast silence.
Okay. You are still cursed, and you still want that damn book.
I'm going to look at Beltane and just do this, and then try to take the book from him.
All right.
If clairvoyance has kicked in yet, what craziness am I? Do I see the indications of like who's cursed or what's going on with this book and things like that.
You see 3 cursed people, a cursed book,
Mhm.
and a very brightly glowing shield of Pelor outside of your dome. A paladin who could have helped.
Yeah, because of auras. I know. Okay. I'm gonna be like, all right. So what is like the indication of like the curse? And I'm assuming like,
It is desire beyond all measure.
okay. So like, I probably see like this weird like darkness, kind of shadowy shit like right here, like that matches the 3 of them and the curse to see if it's like the same curse. Oh great. Well, I definitely do not have remove curse prepared today.
Oh, sorry. I think I
But
clicked
as you
something I
do
didn't mean
that,
to.
Mahiman reaches for the book and you see Beltane's hand flare with magic,
Shit.
spinning a spell at him.
Oh man. But
I'm there
silence
for
is
tonight.
casted. Remember, silence is casted.
Does the spell
doesn't
require verbal
need-
component?
Ah, shit.
No, it doesn't require. He's a fucking archfey.
Damn.
He understands how magic works.
Oh man, that's crazy. Great,
You
great.
caught him off guard with the spell,
Yeah.
but he's quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right in there for tonight as 3 of your party members are cursed with a desirability spell.
All right then.
So me and Daphne are going it alone.
It's
Well,
just like, oh man.
we have Jim.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Jim a favor. We'll have to share some soup with him. Great. Big oof. Yikes. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and showing up, as always. That was great.
About to get spicy in here.
So spicy. This will be interesting. Great. So, things that are going on the channel in the next couple weeks. We have Revenge of the Gith next week, as well as starting at this time, I think, our Pathfinder game. If you're not in the Discord, join in the Discord, because I have slots to fill to become a full-time streamer. And if you have an idea, let me know, because I might be able to produce for you, kind of thing. I'm looking for people to produce for, so if you're not in the Discord yet, I have slots that I would like to give to people if they wish to run games. I am here.
I mean,
yeah.
my city just declared a state of emergency, so I'm going to be indoors for a while.
Same.
Yeah, I'm so into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same. So, I mean, what else is new? So if you're interested in that, hit up our Discord and we'll be able to work something out if something can be worked out. With that, everybody, please let us know where we can find you on the internet in the next couple of weeks and all that good stuff. And we'll start with Emma, since you weren't here before.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Emma, or Homily on the internet. You can find me here every second Thursday playing Jorah, who... fuck. I feel like that sums it all up. I am also every Sunday over at the Hype Goblin channel, where I'm playing Mama Bear Druid, who recently got to speak to her husband, who she hasn't seen in a very long time. So that was nice. And you can also follow at Kemney D&D on Twitter. It is the school group that I run. We have about 30-ish members of kiddos who play D&D. And we post videos of their shenanigans and also thank you videos for people who donate from our Amazon wish list.
Cool.
And that is me.
Excellent. Thank you. Next we have Martin.
Hello, my name is Martin. I go by pink_mun sometimes, but that's on the internet. In real time, I am Martin, and I was playing Or. You can find me currently on hiatus, but otherwise every Saturday night streaming D&D at twitch.tv/pink_mun. Pow, pow, pow. And that's me.
Awesome. Thank you. Freddie.
I am Freddie. I am at His Majesty on Twitter, and most recently, I have been working on my dating sim called Love and Exorcism, where you get to play a demon who is trying to corrupt monks in a medieval monastery. And
It's
if
so
you go to my Twitter, my pinned tweet is a link to the free demo that you can play. So I would love people to play it and let me know what you think, because I'm working on the full game now.
Oh man, that sounds so fucking great and exciting.
It's great. 10 out of 10, do recommend.
Nice. And of course, last but not least, our Dungeon Master, Jen.
Hi guys, I'm Jen. You can find me over at Twitter at LeftMakerDND. I'll be here every other Thursday figuring out what to do with 3 cursed characters.
One of them being
An
archfey.
An archfey.
The next episode is going to be like a bottle episode where no one's speaking and 3 people are cursed.
Just shouting at each other in the void of silence.
Yep.
But you can also find me over at the Hype Goblins channel, playing the Artificer Barbarian Anthony Silverhorn. Emotionally dumb, very smart, has a cute little robot baby, loves him very much, but you can find me there every Sunday. You can also find me once a month over at Indoor Adventures channel, where I play the gangster, Beltane Hawthorne, where he is more aligned on the side of lawful good paladin, if you want to put it that way. But it's a kind of a homebrew system rolling with d6s.
Cool.
And it's quite fun. Check us out. We're going to be hopefully on the 18th, if not the following week.
All right.
So
Awesome.
find me there.
And with that, let's go say hello over to follow Black Cats, as they're doing some kind of talk show, but I see some of my favorite faces on there, so that's where we're going. Everybody, bye!
Bye.
Bye.